we've got a dance squad. I'm dancing with my eyes closed. That's really sad.
This intro is way too long.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Camera Life podcast. It is Monday, the 15th of September in 2025, and we're beaming to you live from Melbourne, from Bendigo, and from Tasmania. You get the whole state.
Yeah, oh, okay, I'll have the whole state.
You just have the whole
You
state,
get the whole
Bruce.
state. It's
You got
yours.
the whole thing. It's all yours, mate. But yes, this is the Camera Life podcast, proudly, and I say that very, very proudly, brought to you by Lucky Straps. Head to luckystraps.com if you are looking for a premium, handmade, Aussie-made leather camera strap made in Bendigo, Victoria, by Team Lucky Straps. Then head to the site. Use code Greg. Get yourself a healthy little discount.
Yeah, or code Justin, whatever.
Oh, just couldn't give it to me, could you? Couldn't let me have it.
Yeah, okay. Tonight
Code
only use
Jim.
code Greg. What? Jim. No, don't use Jim. He's not
Where
even
is
on
Jim?
tonight.
Where
he's
is he?
busy. He's been
always
shooting a lot.
busy.
He's busy.
He has been busy. Well, as many of you may have noticed, Jim is not here. It took me a while to pick the difference, but we are joined by superstar Bruce Moyle. G'day, Bruce.
Hey, guys.
Good to have you on board, mate.
Superstar.
Superstar.
I, before we get into anything else, what's the deal with the thumbnail?
I nano bananaed you into a spaceman.
Right.
Well, I was trying to come up with a fun way to... So, okay, first of all, the only photo that I've got of you is black and white. And I was like, it's just not fun to have on our... And so I was like, all right, do I get Nano Banana to recolor that photo? Or do I get...
It's an interesting conundrum.
So this is how it all unfolded. Then I decided I'll screen grab you from one of our shows, which, as you can imagine, a 1080p live stream screen grab where you're taking up less than a quarter of the screen is not ideal with a bit of motion blur and stuff because it's video. So I took that screen grab, put that into Nano Banana, tried to up-res it. It started to look weird. It didn't really look like you.
No,
and
that's
then I
just me,
decided... So then,
Oh.
so then I had ChatGPT open and Nano Banana open at the same time. I was trying to come up with a theme, like a Star Wars kind of a themed sci-fi thing. And then one of them come up with the title, and then the other one come up with you as a spaceman. And then I tried to, this is where AI gets weird and glitchy.
Man.
I tried to then add, I was like, this is great. So now I just need to make me and Greg spaceman too. And it's going to be awesome. I put that in. And it blended our three faces together.
Have you got that?
And had three sort of similar looking, weird, nondescript humans. And I was
Wow.
like, I think I've reached that's the shelf of AI, the top shelf currently.
Yeah. Does it beat Chicken Man, though? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it looked pretty good.
Can we get Chicken Man on a T-shirt for BFOP?
Probably not for BFOP. That's only a few weeks away.
Yeah, come on.
We should have done that though.
We should have
I could
done
do
Chicken Man.
I could do a fine art print of it on my new Canon printer. For
Could you?
Greg, and you can have it at your house.
Oh, and I'll put it up on the wall so all the viewers
Yeah.
can see it. Oh, that'd be great. I'll even frame it.
All right, we'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll do that at BFOP.
Yeah. All right.
See previous podcasts for referencing.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, BFOP is the Bright Festival of Photography. It's an annual event held in the regional Victoria town of Bright. It was the first, I met Bruce first time at Bright. We were both too shy to talk to each other, but we were there. We're heading there in like 22 days or something stupid.
Oh,
Something
shit,
like
so
that.
close.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Mm.
You got a lot to do in the meantime, Brucey.
Oh, yeah, I've got a lot to do, but it's
Yeah.
not to do a BFOP. I'm actually kind of good for BFOP, to be honest. I talked to KL today. They've got me sorted for gear. I'm kind of sweet, but everything else
Nice.
around BFOP is bleh.
Mm.
Spaghetti.
Well, should I say hi to the chat? They've been going
yeah,
a little crazy.
it's already going off.
Yeah, look at this, Lisa Leach. Hey guys, Bruce Moyle again. How lucky are we? Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just a regular now.
And we will accept that pun too.
Paul liked the Tron outfit. I liked it too.
I liked
David
it
Leparati.
too. Hey,
Good
David.
evening. Thanks for sending some photos. So I got some more context on some of David Leparati's photos to bring up later on the show, where he was, taking photos of fighter jets above Sydney.
Show off.
Speed with film. Show off. Love it. Love it. John Pickett, good evening. Nev Clark at the gym, as always, working out. Push harder, Nev. Harder. Faster.
Yeah. Do
Don't
some
give up.
burpees.
Max
More
power.
intense.
Les Oakey, good to see you. Philip Johnson. Apparently Jim mows your lawns, Nev. I don't know what that's about, but he probably does. Greg Carrick in the house.
He's in the
Paul
house. Hey,
Henderson.
crackers.
I thought you were late again. No, we were late.
No.
Neil Leach is here. Everyone's here. This is great. Ian Thompson. Anthony Stonehouse. Good evening. Love the dancing. Yeah. I mean, we got to do something.
Yeah. We're not very coordinated.
Yeah, the beard game. Bruce is really winning the beard game.
He is. It's quite masterful.
I don't even play.
No, you can't. It's not possible.
Tony,
I mean, you've currently
what's
you've got a 5-week growth as it is.
That's-
Can't see it. Hey, I like Elena's comment.
What's this say?
Greg Cromie again.
How lucky are we?
How lucky are we? Thanks, Elena.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
A lot of calls for Flanny. Tony says anyone filling in for Jim should have to wear a Flanny shirt. That could be a good rule.
I think
It's
that's
hard enough
fair.
to get people on the show anyway.
Yeah,
Let
would
alone
you have to
making
ship
rules.
Flanny out, and then you'd
Exactly.
have tax and tariffs.
Yes. Tariffs, yeah.
Tariffs.
Too hard.
Flanny tariffs.
Flanny tariffs.
Unless you're getting all your guests from Canada land, because that's
Well,
the uniform.
that is the
That is
uniform.
good
They would
stuff,
all have Flannies up there.
Yeah. But should we get the show back on track?
Yeah. What? In what way? What
Well, I
track?
just wanna, I'm hoping you know the track.
The thing
well-
at the bottom is a suggested,
It's a
recommended serving.
Oh, how long has
It
that
doesn't
been there?
actually. It
So
doesn't
glad
actually
Bruce is
mean
here.
anything.
It's, yeah.
Just a word of warning to everyone. So far, I've seen Justin today. He's fairly dysregulated. I'm incredibly dysregulated. Thank God for Bruce is all I can say.
He's running the show tonight.
He is running the show.
Before we get into even the viewer comments from our YouTube channel over the last week, which there was a couple of. So tonight's show, we are going to be going over some of the cinema cameras that have been released in the last week. They've been pumped out from left, right, center. Fujifilm, Canon, Nikon. Who else? RED, I think, released something.
Well,
sort of
Kinda.
a variant. I just threw that on there because I wanted some more stuff on the thumbnail. So yeah, heap of cinema cameras
Fujifilm.
coming
Let's
out.
not forget Fujifilm. $1.25, $1.25.
You
I
did
My
said
rate's
say
gone
it.
up.
I said Fujifilm.
Yeah, but I need to say it to get the money.
I'm curious about that one because it sort of seems. I don't know. We'll dig into it. I don't know if
Yeah,
it
it's
would
in a
be-
different
it's-
class. But we'll get to
Yeah.
that. And that's,
then it's-
fortunately we've got Bruce here because Justin knows sweet FA about
Almost
video,
nothing.
and I know even less than him. So we've got Bruce on board because he is the geek he's the capital V geek and that's a badge
Wow.
of honor, Brucey, in the camera life community. Never have I met someone who knows so much about so little.
Is that
Ouch.
me?
I don't know. You're like, hey, what?
I joke. It's fine. I'll just gaslight you.
Bruce is going to Sherpa us through the world of cinema because, yes, as Greg said, we don't know much. So what I want to find out off Bruce is one, who should be looking at cinema cameras? Because in my opinion, the average mirrorless, high-end mirrorless these days does a pretty damn good job at video. So at what point do we need to be taking that step from just a regular mirrorless hybrid camera like my R5 Mark II towards something like the Canon C50 that got released today? What are the benefits? Why would you bother? Why doesn't it have IBIS? That kind of stuff. The stuff I don't understand about cinema.
Worst
We'll get
guesses
to
in
that.
the chat.
We'll get
What's
to
that?
that.
So yeah, that's the plan for this show. But we'll also be going through the regular camera news. There was a heap of stuff released over the past week as well. A heap of lenses.
So
and all that
much
sort of
stuff.
thing. And then a few people have sent in images for later in the show too. If you happen to be listening, you want to send an image in, just email me, justin@luckystraps.com.au. If you email me in the next 20 minutes, you can make it in.
And we've also got a giveaway tonight.
Do we? Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh
I saw
my
that in your
God.
thingy.
It's in the notes, dude. I get up at 5 o'clock on a Monday morning to make notes so that you have time to study them.
I was busy making the graphics, making
right.
Bruce into a spaceman.
Giving away, what are we giving away here? We're giving away Justin's beard. Oh, no, sorry.
No, that's gone.
It's a booby prize.
Booby prize. I haven't heard that for so long.
No, we're giving away
you're such a boomer.
A premium membership to Andrew Helmich's PhotoBiz X podcast, which is a premium podcast. Really great, really only relevant if you are interested in starting or growing a professional photography business. If you want to make money from this thing that we do, it is probably the best and cheapest resource that you can find on the internet about running a photography business. And he's given us, is it a 12-month membership that he's given us?
Yeah, we've got 2 to give away. We're just going to give away 1 tonight.
So
sorry, I just lost my train of thought because Yelena, your partner, has said give away the Merkin. What's the Merkin? Where's the Merkin?
And who's Merkin you talking about?
Merkin
if it's
is
Jim's, no wonder he's not here.
Jim's Merkin. Oh, we should build a website for that.
Don't somebody AI that. Actually do it. Where's Nick Fletcher?
He does have a Merkin. Oh no, where did you get that from? You
right, you
should have started with that.
It's not a real Merkin.
Do you guys know the band The Beards?
No.
It's an Adelaide band. They've been around for a long time. Their song catalogue is all about beards. Like classic song tracks like if your mum doesn't have a beard, you've got two. If your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got 2 mums.
I've heard that one.
Like that. Yeah, there's quite a few out there.
That's
some are
terrible.
Quite good.
Terrible.
But I had them in studio once in Launceston for a podcast, and I always called shenanigans on their photo because one of the guys always had a Merkin or a beard like you've got there. And I said, come on, what's the... And he actually was wearing a fake beard over his beard.
He had a real beard under the fake beard.
Yeah.
That's great.
Lisa,
anyway. It is super itchy. I'm taking it off. If anyone would like to win this, it'll be at BFOP.
Yep. It'll be a special prize.
Right.
Yep.
So how are we winning this?
Okay. So go on, Jay.
Oh, well, Were you thinking what I was thinking, Greg?
What's that?
Comment not in the live chat, but down below on the comments after this show, and we'll announce the winner next week. So you'll have to comment in the regular old comment section later on after the show. Anytime between when I don't think you can actually comment on the shows until they're finished. Otherwise, it's the live chat. So you'll have to come back after the show's finished, comment, tell us basically why you would like to win a year membership, or what do you want trying to do? What business are you trying to build, or what are you trying to grow? Where do you want to start? Just want to start a side hobby photography business. You want to make it a full-time thing. You're already full-time and you're trying to make $1 million. Whatever you want.
What's your dream business?
What's your dream photography business? Throw that down there and we'll announce it on Monday's show next week.
Let me just quickly share this with everybody, just so they know what we're talking about, because we've been a bit scattergun about it. So Andrew Helmich, that's him in the photo there. We interviewed him last Thursday on our Thursday morning show for the Camera Life podcast. Amazing and inspirational interview. And I think what was most impressive was just how much Justin fanboyed over Andrew's videos and how it helped him to build his photography career over a decade ago now. So at the moment, there's something like 630 videos, pre-recorded podcasts.
Mostly audio.
Sorry, audio only.
Mostly,
Not for sorry. Force a habit. Audio podcasts. They're all accessible to anyone, but with a premium membership, you get. It's like having Patreon for a news site or an entertainment site. You pay a little bit of money each month, and you get access to special content that no one else does. And in this
basically,
case,
they're double the episode length. Basically, yeah.
And a lot of other stuff like coaching support and information and guidance. And I think it's a great resource for anyone that's just starting out and, looking to build their business into something that actually works for them.
Or way beyond just starting out too. Like a lot of the stuff we implemented in our business over the 10 years that Jim and I were shooting weddings together come from this podcast. So it's not just like how to get going. It's also how to refine your pricing structure, how to do album sales, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can get a taste of it. Just go back after, not now, later on. Go back and listen to our episode with Andrew to get a bit of a feel for the sort of info. But he has tons of pet photographers, portrait photographers, wedding photographers, boudoir photographers. That's kind of his real headshot photographers. A lot of those kind of businesses. He digs into the real numbers behind them and how they make them work.
And one of the most interesting things about Andrew's journey with this podcast and this business that he's built around it is that he started interviewing people to get answers to the questions he had. You know, he was interested, he was doing photography. He wanted to make it into a profitable business and earn enough to, you know, support himself and his family. And so he started inviting guests that he thought he could learn from. And he's built it up from that starting point, which is pretty amazing. So yes, it's on offer. 12 months free premium. Get in the chat later, not now.
Speaking of which, we'll go to the viewer comments because there's one on Andrew's show. So,
cool.
Let's do it. No, I got it. Ready?
You went straight to news and rumors. Well done.
Dang it. Look, this isn't an easy show to run. There we go. I fixed it.
All right. Well done.
Okay. I got to share my screen. You guys just fill the time in while I bumble around back here. That's good. Good filling in. Right,
filling.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm here. All right. First of all, the comment we got on Andrew Helmich's show from Icehorse79. Great interview. Andrew is the man. He is the man. I'm gonna heart that one. It was a great interview.
It was.
This is a funny one on our BFOP booking party number 2, which featured Bruce Moyle. It says
Dennis
at John Feel. I have a join button, but I'm too scared to see if it works. So the word on the street is Matt Crummins sent an email out to everyone to join this booking party live stream to watch it and had to join now. But then Elena was like, how has the studio link ended up out in the world to where you can join this studio and actually be on the live stream? And
that what happened.
So the image thumbnail kind of picture they had put in the email, so the link was different. They put the studio link in that one. Matt Crummins did. So
that's where it came from.
That's right, and that's why this is very funny because it's like this was a day ago when they were doing another release of the Bright, whatever the next booking release is, and we weren't doing a live stream. But I love this. It's like I have a join button, but I'm too scared to see if it works. I might get sucked into the podcast world.
That reminds me, there was a website. It was like a thing. This was years and years and years ago, where it was like a random show. Like it was like it'd spin, like you'd go and it will give you somebody else who had their webcam on. And
was that Chat Roulette?
Chat Roulette, that's it. I forgot the name of that.
It kind of fell away because it was like you'd like chat to someone, penis. Chat to someone, chat to someone, penis. And they were like,
I was going to say, it sounds like a porn thing.
We got to shut this down.
No, it was really popular for like,
10
minutes or something like that. And they had some cool content that did come out of it. But that reminds me of that.
Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Oh, dear. What else have we got in here? Oh, yeah. Andrew Connor -W4M. Compact camera section. What was this on? Oh, yeah, this was on last Monday's show. From my observations, always been a market for compact cameras, not just as much of a market as the explosion of DSLRs. And the twin lens kit took off. They went side by side for a few years and then combined with phone tech, dramatically improving this together, reduced the... Oh, wow, this is way bigger than I thought. Okay, we can scan a little bit of this. Basically, I read this the other day. Basically, he was saying how it just, like the Canon PowerShot series led the way in those little compacts, and they've just brought out a new one. That's what we're talking about last week. Yeah. Amazing tech in them for the times, and every 18 months the price plummeted and the specs increased in massive leaps. And now we're seeing people wanting to put their phones down and actually be more in the moment with the cameras as well. not be distracted by messages or whatever, or people not knowing if you're on your phone or if you're taking a photo or whatever when you're trying to hang out with friends. So basically, long may the compact live on, I say. So yeah. Also,
I agree.
Magical macro images there. Seen
Oh.
others use the hood with equally impressive results. Fuji is awesome. My OM also does lovely macro.
It does. OMs are good for macro.
Yeah,
A lot of the tutorial stuff I've been watching on YouTube to learn more about macro. A lot of them are shooting with OM system cameras.
Yes. Yes. I think the depth of field for the light gathering, being able to shoot at those.
Smaller sense of the deeper depth of field you get. Therefore, when you're using a macro, you're not as shallow at relative apertures.
At
Even
F4,
with
for
narrow
example,
apertures. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, most of mine I was shooting at like f8 to f16.
Yeah, you're on Fuji, which is a crop lens, sensor anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, you watch your mouth, Brucey.
No, I'm just
What's
saying
that?
it's not a full frame. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
no, it's
dissing
not. No,
it,
it's
but
not.
so
No.
you get a bit more full frame. We can talk about that later.
Okay, sorry. Therapist said breathe. Okay. What else?
David Leparati, 1958. Great show again. Nice macro shots, Greg. Soft lighting from the diffuser. The
Thanks,
Fuji
mate.
30mm macro minimum focus is close to the front of the lens, which can be an issue with light.
Yep.
Greg, you mentioned photographing peacock spiders. The photographer is Michael Loon and was featured on Gardening Australia Series 36, episode 24, Australian Geographic issue 0708 2025 has an article on them as well. David Leparati is like the oracle of
is the
photography information.
Or just a very, very good Googler.
That too, maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Either
doesn't
way,
matter.
I love it.
Even an oracle has to learn from something.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
Zachary Carr from 6 days ago on the Monday show as well. I miss a couple of shows and come back to my cock jokes. Clutch as pearls. It's funny because
good.
Jim had just said before, Greg's mate Mike Cock would have loved that.
Oh, he's my mate now.
Lisa
How
wants
is
to
he
know,
suddenly my mate?
where is Michael today?
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy Brown.
Yeah.
What's up?
Poor Jeremy's just joined and you're talking about my cock.
Oh, dear. Elaine is just posting emojis that don't show up on our thing.
That joke is the gift that just keeps giving, isn't it?
My cock.
Megapixel.
Another
Yeah, the
my cock.
megapixel. I can't see those emojis on here. They must work on YouTube only.
Yeah. Not poor Jeremy. Sorry, Jeremy. I didn't mean to downplay your endurance and your steely will against the filth that we sprout here on this show.
And I think that's all the comments.
All right.
Cool. I think we got through it. We did it.
Nice.
Ta-da.
Should we talk about news and rumors?
We should. Hang on. I can get this one right. Wish I had just one button that did it.
Somehow I don't think that'd make a difference. Welcome to News and Rumors, everybody. It's the Monday, the 15th of September edition, and by God, there's a lot of news and rumors. I prep a running sheet for each podcast, and there is a whole page just on news articles. So we're not going to go through them all. Jake can show you.
Check it. Look at,
There's a lot. So I'm very thorough. I've even broken it down by brand.
Yeah, it's not usually broken into brand.
There's just so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's. I'm going to read through the stories, and I'll leave it for Justin or Bruce. Either one of you can jump in at any point and say, "Hey, let's explore that." All right, rather than explore every news article because the internet costs money the longer we leave it on. All right, let's start with Fujifilm. Surprise, surprise. I don't know how they're so definite about this, but a headline read, Fujifilm will announce a Fujinon XC 13 to 33 millimeter f3.5 to 6.3 this year. Now, for those that don't know, an XC Fujifilm or Fujinon lens is like their really, really cheap entry-level kit products. Anything with an XC. They had a 15 to 45 that was an XC. I think they brought out a 30 that was an XC. And they also had a zoom, which was like 50 to 200 or something. ultra cheap plastic mounts, so no metal mount on most XC lenses. And yeah, this is another one, which is really odd because they've already got a 15 to 45. We're going to cover this in more detail in our Cine section, but Fujifilm have also announced a new filmmaker's camera, the GFX Eterna 55, and a new lens, which is a GF. So it's, I just lost my words. What mount is that? The G mount for Fujifilm, GFX mount, 32 to 90 Cine lens. So it's a T3.5. And the final bit of Fuji news is the rumored GF 165 f2.8 OIS lens. A patent has been put in by Fujifilm, and someone picked up on it because these news and rumors sites just hover around the trademark site, I think, all day and all night waiting for something.
I don't know about Fuji, but I know with Canon, like they patent lens designs like constantly, and they're just banking them for potential exploration. I think they have to patent them before they even sort of do anything. So it's I assume is Fuji the same? Like this could never materialize. It's just like, hey, we can make it.
I assume it's just like, you know, an engineer sitting in the lunchroom and just farted an idea and they go, shit, patent it.
Patent it.
Yep, quick, put it on a napkin.
Have you patented your idea today? It's on the wall.
Yeah. Days since we haven't patented an idea.
Yeah.
God bless them. Fujifilm. At it again.
Patented your idea today?
For a little perspective, these these rumor sites, they like to, even when it's not a quiet news week, they do jump on little things and make them into bigger things. So I don't know that there's anything worth exploring there because we're going to come back to the Eterna cinema camera later. Let's talk about Laowa. According to the headline, Laowa shocks the market. Their new 200mm f2 FE lens launches at just $1,999 US, which is what, Justin, about $3,000 Australian for a 200.
It should be
f2.
If everything,
F2. Well,
it should be.
I'm actually interested in like not just with this, but the pricing. So they're obviously announcing in US dollars, but are they going? This is after whatever tariff decides to turn up now. And do we get a different price, or are they going to go, no, that's the price, and we'll do it like we've always done? It's just
it varies.
It seems
inflated
like
it for everywhere.
It seems like it's pushing it up a touch, maybe not the same amount, but like a little bit. And I'm trying to work that out. And
1,999 is a punchier headline than $2,359. Like, you know, it's under 2,000. It sounds like a good catchy kind of headline. I think a lot of creative license.
The element on the front of this lens.
Let's just have a quick look at it. I'll bring it.
Let's
just open the article and don't even look at the video. Just look at the thumbnail of the video. It's like 110 mil.
And while they're doing that, Laowa also have there's been leaked images of a 180mm f4.5 full frame autofocus macro lens that will fit on a Canon RF, provided you use an EF to RF mount adapter.
I'm pretty sure that's 110 mil. That the front element on that.
It's pretty big. Look at it compared to the camera. Even with the depth of it, like it's.
I don't know if an A7C is the perfect choice for that particular lens, but you know, whatever floats your boat.
Fine, but holy crap,
it's pretty big. But I mean, you look at the Fujifilm 200 f2. That's huge, and that's got a huge element on the front as well. I think it's just the nature of the beast.
You know what they say about big front elements?
Yeah,
compensating
big lens cloths.
And even bigger filters.
That's it. I had to buy a 95mm filter and VND for my Canon 28 to 70 f2. That cost a decent amount.
I got a was it Nissi 95 variable ND?
Yep, that's what I had.
Ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I scratched mine. So there's that.
But you don't use lens caps. Like, what did you expect?
Nah, I don't like lens caps. They slow me down.
Let's jump to Sony. We'll cover Sony's. We're going to use Sony's camera release as part of our Cine discussion. But that was a couple of months ago now. But in other Sony news, they've announced the new affordable 240 and 480 CFexpress 4.0 Type A cards.
I'm actually kind of jazzed that they are, comparatively to what they usually are, actually pretty cheap. Now, they're bloody expensive, but they're a lot cheaper for...
What sort of price are we talking for something like that?
Well, I just opened the thing. 480 gig is 350 US.
Yeah.
And 240 is 300 US.
500.
Yeah.
So my 160s I got, and they're not Sony, they're Angel Bird. No, they're pro grade. They were like $900 for a pack of 2 back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's like half the price of a Sony one at the time.
They're even more. And comparing them to CFexpress Type Bs, you're just like, God, why are these so expensive? You know, like you can get a really decent
because no other
CFexpress
system uses them.
Yeah,
Memory
memory
they were
stick.
hoping. I don't know if they
Memory
were hoping.
It's like memory stick all over again, isn't it?
Just annoying.
Is that what you think it was, Bruce? They hoped that they would create
the
the leading
standard.
style and be the standard for everyone.
Maybe
to follow?
it depends on what they've done on patents and stuff as well. Because the cool thing, I don't know if you've seen it, Greg, on the Sony cameras, the Alpha line, is that you've got the SD and the CFexpress in the one slot. They just reverse.
Oh wow! Okay,
so you can have both cards in one slot. You can't have both cards at the same time in one slot.
Yeah.
But you can either run SD or CF in the same slot. So it actually saves a lot of space.
That is cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, that is very
no
cool.
other camera manufacturer has done that.
Actually, while I was trawling through the news sites, I saw again, I mentioned this a couple of months back, I think, that there's a brand who are releasing these, they're sort of gold in color, but they're made of an alloy or steel SD cards. They're like ultra tough. They can be crushed. I can't remember who it was.
And doesn't dissipate heat and this melts.
Maybe melts your camera. Yeah. It'll survive
just on the inside, like what's the NAND like on heat?
I don't know what he's talking about, Justin. Do you? What's a NAND? Come on, Bruce. Layman's terms.
LAND, the memory chip, the actual individual bits that keep all the bits in it.
How would I know that?
Oh, I thought there was flubber in there. I didn't know what they actually put inside the card to store I thought it was like dark matter or something.
It's little imps that paint.
I thought it was unicorn piss, but you know.
Yeah. Rick Nelson says none of the new cards are compatible with the new speeds for any camera on the market, though. What does that mean?
Are you saying the cards are too slow or the cameras are too fast?
Or the camera... Hang on.
They
work, but at the current speeds, the new speed is for next gen. Right. So as in you're saying most of the cameras don't have an interface that can handle like when SD went to UHS-2 or whatever, and
it won't maximize the usage of that bandwidth when it's writing to it. You'll be able to read off it if you've got a card reader that can read at that speed.
Yeah. And then when you update
actually
your
good for
camera
offload
in the future and they have faster interfaces. Hopefully.
Yeah. Where were we? Sony news. So yeah, there's that. Sony, it has been just announced. I think this is for other mounts as well, but Asterhori 18mm f5.6, and it's an APS-C pancake shift lens. Sony E-mount shift. So it's got, it's a little bit like, well, it's got it like,
it can move back and forward. Like it slides.
It's a toy. It's for playing with tilt shift photography or shift photography.
Shift, not tilt shift. Yeah.
And I think we talked about this last week, but there was an official announcement. Tamron announced the development of a new 25 to 200 f2.8 to 5.6.
Okay.
Just adjusting my screen. See if I can get a little bit better. Oh, that's interesting. That's right there. You can almost see it. There it is. That's fancy. Okay. What else? Oh, Canon news.
There is some Canon news, but it's not really important. We can come back to it. Canon officially announced the RF85. We talked about this last week. It's an f1.4L VCM lens. Small Rig have announced cage kits, as you would expect, for the new Cinema EOS C50 that just got announced and launched.
I think if your camera doesn't get a Small Rig cage, then you're doing something wrong. That's a manufacturer.
If it's not popular enough to get a Small Rig cage.
Or if a Small Rig just don't think it's worthwhile. They make cages for everything.
No,
you need one for your dog.
I just need to Google something. Small Rig.
There is one thing they do.
Fujifilm X.
While he's Googling is Dream Rig. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen Dream Rig.
So Dream Rig is if you need something and it doesn't exist, you can prototype it with them and they'll make it for you and if it's something that seems useful to the market, they will put it onto the store and make it for everybody.
And what do they just 3D print it with metal?
No, it's all machine made. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah, like CNC
like the rest
kind
of
of
their
stuff.
products.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty cool.
What were you bringing up, Justin?
I was googling whether they make a cage for the X-Half because Bruce said if they don't make it,
They do.
but
There's an L bracket with a grip.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a cage. I was expecting like a little cine cage that you
Yeah,
can put a monitor
so
on and
funny.
stuff. Yeah, but they do actually have quite a few accessories for the X-Half, including nice looking sort of grip and thumb thing and stuff. Anyway, so they do. They make stuff for literally every camera.
Yeah,
Crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, I've ordered a grip for my XE5 that's like the L plate with the grip
Has
on
it
the
turned
front.
up yet?
And no, I emailed them today because it still hasn't shipped. It's been since the 4th or the 3rd of September. So I think they're waiting for Temu or AliExpress to send them over.
It's pronounced
because
Temu.
I found them on AliExpress, the same one. Same photos at least. So in other news.
Hold on. Is that the end of Canon?
No.
Okay. I've got one more Canon thing once you're done.
All right. Canon announced, busy week for Canon, obviously. The Cine Servo. It's an 11 to 55 millimeter T2.95 to 3.95 Cine lens. It's probably incredibly expensive, and it's coming out on the 12th. That's already passed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's designed for Super 35 sensors, but also includes a built-in focal extender for full frame sensors. Well, I'm glad. I don't know
It's
what it
for the
means.
C400 and stuff. By the looks of it.
Oh, okay. The bigger Cine cameras. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. One last little bit. Canon has officially announced a new PowerShot. Actually, one or two. No, it's the PowerShot ELPH 360 HSA. And also, sorry, it is two, the Ixus 285 HSA. So they stopped updating these for quite some time. And then all of a sudden, they're back in the game. Finally, someone has seen the value of point and shoots that actually take better photos than probably some smartphones anyway.
Don't the Ricoh still make them? The Ricoh.
Yeah, they do the tough ones and the...
God,
yeah.
I've got a PowerShot somewhere in the drawer. Looks
I think
exactly
everyone's
like
got bottom kitchen drawer. That's where your PowerShot belongs.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think it was
always
the
there.
first camera I bought.
Oh, really?
Outside of film. Yeah. God, that's
dig it up.
Yeah.
to find
Dig it up. Just quickly on Canon. So speaking of rumor sites, so yes, they released the 85mm 1.4 this week, and immediately the rumor site said there will be two more of their VCM lenses. These are the lenses that are kind of designed for hybrid photo video. They're all the same size and it's close to the same weight, so you can swap them in and out on rigs and things and use the same accessories. And I've got the 50 and the 20, and they're great lenses. They're nice and light and very, very sharp. But, so the 85 come out, but now they're suggesting there will be two more. And they got me because I read the whole article. I was like, cool. Maybe one will be the 28 that I've been waiting for. And it says maybe the 28. And then another possibility is that it could be somewhere between 100 and 135 mil at an f2, maybe. And then I got to the end of the article and it says when to expect them. Both sources suggested these lenses won't be coming in 25. Expect them sometime in 2026. Okay. So the rumor is Canon to announce lenses in future.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Solid.
Hey, just an update on that Canon PowerShot camera. The ELPH 360 is $380.
Oh.
So what's
So
that?
it'll be like
$550?
At the low end, it could be more.
Yeah, it could.
Depends
on how the tariffs and stuff are shaking up.
Just every time anything has a price, and I'll put an asterisk beside it. Tariffs.
Yeah, so.
Who knows?
Just don't put prices.
Just make the prices
don't
up.
put prices anymore. What else have we got? Should we move along? Leica?
Yeah.
You want to hear about Leica? Leica news? Is everyone still awake out there? Thank you.
Yeah.
Leica launches this is a tongue twister. Leica launches Lights Hector Cine lenses for mirrorless, including RF.
Everyone's getting into Cine. Get them.
Well,
lights.
Leica's
Video's
been doing
king.
forever.
Have they? Cine lenses for RF and all the modern mirrorless stuff.
Not so much the mirrorless stuff, but like they're like Leica, Cook, and Panavision and stuff have been making cinema lenses forever.
Oh,
nowadays,
of
so-
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
of
broadcast
course.
stuff too.
Yeah,
Yep.
higher end.
Yeah. Well, this is their first line of cine lenses for mirrorless cameras. So, yeah,
Right.
it's pretty big.
They'll be cheap.
Oh yeah, like a couple of 100,000 for the kit.
Was it?
Maybe.
No, purchase 3 for 21.59 for 3,
me-
or the whole lot for 42.49.
Look at the
That's
they,
US, yeah.
they look very
So,
nice.
They do look good.
They
Which
look
car do you
really
want
nice.
to use or not have?
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
Can I split payment? What else? Pope Francis's Leica, which is an MA film camera, will be auctioned for charity, estimated to fetch 700 to 800,000 euros.
Does it come with a roll of film still in it?
Oh, that would be very good, wouldn't it? Imagine if it did, and no one knew what was on it.
Imagine.
They
Oh,
just
Could be
used the whole-
scandalous.
It could be, or it could be like his last moments, or like
it's
him
just-
taking photos, like selfies of himself.
yeah, I was going to say it's just
The
selfies
bath.
in front of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Here's my cat, George.
Oh,
And
have
finally-
you opened this? Have a look at the pictures of this bloody camera.
I know
No,
it's
I haven't.
great.
Hang on. I gotta.
It's-
I'll bring it up.
All right,
Bring it
it's
up. This is hilarious.
Absolutely phenomenal.
He went like Jason Momoa to Leica and just got himself blinged out. I suppose it is the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it is the Pope.
It
But look
is
at the
the
lens cap.
But look at the
Oh my gosh.
hot shoe cover. I think there's a close up when you go down.
Is there?
Yeah. So all these things like
I need to get.
Oh
a,
wow, yeah.
Oh, there. Hang on.
Yeah, there
That's
you
not
go.
very- I'll bring.
But it's got a message
come on.
engraved on the back. Does anyone speak Italian? Miserendo atque
that's
elegendo.
pretty crap engraving.
Let's
I would
go.
expect better engraving than that.
Wow. Do you think he wanted it, or they just presented it to him as like a
I
gift?
think it was probably a gift when he became new Pope, maybe.
Yeah,
knows?
it's
Strap
not like
doesn't look
he.
like it's ever been used.
No,
What's the key for?
for the box.
Oh, what?
Comes in its own jewelry box.
Mm.
That's
It's
crazy. But
ridiculous.
hopefully it goes to a worthy cause.
Yeah, well, I'm sure whoever buys this camera is going to tell a lot of stories to their friends about the fact that they own it.
I want to see. I want to see a picture with it in his hand to
Yeah,
to validate that it was his.
it's
Yeah,
got
it's
a
fair
it's got a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, but if picture,
Photocopied.
yeah, I can make a certificate of authenticity as
Yeah.
well. But even
Yeah, give me a second. You can print it large on your printer, Justin.
Yeah,
Uh,
or my printer, yeah.
Oh yeah, Bruce got one too. And the last bit of Leica news: Sigma announced 3 new full-frame lenses for Leica L mount: 135-1.4, a 35-1.2, and a 20-200 3.5 to 6.3, which I think we covered a little bit earlier somewhere. Anyway,
just quickly, Rick Nelson wants to know: is it blessed? If it was blessed, if there was footage of it being blessed by the Pope, that'd probably add another couple 100,000 to
Yeah.
that.
It
Option.
could be like a Monty Python sketch, like the Holy Hand Grenade, but for shutter or f-stop. I don't know. Somebody write that sketch.
Yeah, someone,
all right, yeah.
someone needs to make this.
Someone said, Nev said, pray you don't drop it.
Yeah, I like Paul. Leica might be upset that the Vatican is flogging it off on eBay.
Things must be tough in Italy.
Oh, yeah, no lucky straps there. Holy water ruined it. Yeah, does it have weather sealing?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh dear. Just quickly, Nev Clark says, I want a Leica Q328. Justin, tell me not to. Ha ha ha. Don't do it, Nev. Your photography is amazing. Just keep doing that. You're crushing it. You don't need it.
Spend the money on a trip.
Q3.
Go to Japan, Nev.
Yeah.
Go to New Zealand. Go to Germany. Go anywhere. Don't
I'll
waste
sell
it
you
on another
mine.
camera.
I'll sell you mine cheap. I'm going to get rid of it. soon.
Don't go to Bendigo.
No, don't go to Bendigo.
Hey, Bendigo's nice.
Being silly.
Okay, Nikon news. Couple of quick.
Eh.
No, you're right. OM has announced a high volume of pre-orders and apologizes for potential shipment delays of the new 50 to 200 millimeter Pro lens.
Oh, you literally did skip Nikon. That's funny.
I'll go back to it. I know Jim's watching. I do it for him.
It sounds like that lens was a bit of a hit in the OM world.
50 to 200 is pretty convenient.
Yeah, at 2.8.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. And finally, Nikon news. Save the best for last, Jim. Typoc announced a new Simera 50mm f1.4 lens for Nikon Z mount, which is interesting. So Typoc, I reviewed a couple of Typoc lenses. They're kind of like they're full metal bodies, manual focus, exquisite optics. They're made to kind of replicate, a high quality Summilux or something similar from Leica. So, and expensive. Like I think per lens, I had like a 35 and maybe a 23 for Fuji mount, and they're about $1,000 each. And I got gifted them for the review, to actually test them, not as here, right, it's a nice review. I got to keep them.
Wow.
Still.
Which I sold them. Did I give one to Greg Carrick? I think I offered one to Greg. Anyway, moving right along, new small rig cage kit for the new Nikon ZR. No surprises there. If they could just get on top of their shipping and handling, I would have mine. And Nikon has also announced a new ME-D10 shotgun microphone for ZR. And I saw this thing, and I'm so incredibly confused by it.
I'll pull it up.
Bring up the picture, please, boss.
Bringing it up. It's up.
I don't understand what that is.
It's a flash trigger.
No, it's
I don't know.
It's meant to be a shotgun mic.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about this soon. I saw that this has some sort of weird audio mic setup built into this ZR camera as it is. I wonder if this mic does that same thing. I can't remember what
it just enhances it. Maybe. It's a
No.
trippy little device. It's got lots of little switches and stuff on it. I just don't understand the shape of it.
I'm just looking at a close-up of the spoke settings on it. I think it's like, it's just got a couple of different capsules in it, so it can get forward or back, or you combine to figure eight.
There's better photos on B&H.
Yeah, attaches via the digital accessory shoe, which also provides power, which is the same as what Sony have been doing for a long time, and Canon do as well now. And I'm sure other brands are doing
tally light on it.
Supports 32-bit float audio recording. Pure mode is for recording audio as is, which is generally what you want. Three-directional pickup.
Not a selling point.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. According to B&H,
it does look like that's a tally light, a big one.
Yeah.
According to B&H, it includes a wind muff. Speaking of Merkins,
pictured right here.
There's some slang that I haven't heard for a very long time.
Yeah. It's like it's not a dead cat, it's a dead rat. It's just a little one.
Dead mouse.
So it's a wind muff.
A dead mouse. So we've got focus and pure, and then front, all, and rear. And then the LED is high, low, and off. So you can switch that light off if it's annoying.
Oh, okay.
The tally light. I assume it's tally lights. Red have to be.
It's $336.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of microphones, hang on, let me just pull it off my camera. I've got this microphone.
What is it?
It's in front of your Justin Castle's name thingy.
There we go.
Yeah.
This Canon, what is it? EM1D, DM, I don't know. It's the Canon's digital microphone, so it interfaces directly with the hot shoe. Sony have a big range of these. Canon's only sort of just catching up.
Everybody's starting to put the multi-interface shoe on.
It's far better than having to plug a stupid little 3.5mm jack in to the side, lose your weather sealing because your little flappy flaps open and muck around with that. And it locks properly, like it's got a locking hot shoe thing, which I really enjoyed that Canon used to have on their speed lights. Comes with a wind muff, and it's even got a nice little switch, a button on the back, which, come on, focus. That brings the menu.
You're talking to me.
The camera.
Okay. I'm giggling at wind muff, flappy flaps being open. I'm sorry. I'm a child. I'm tired.
That's so funny. You thought I was telling you to focus. Anyway, there's a button on the back that brings the audio menu straight up on the camera, so it makes it really fast to switch like the attenuator on or whatever. It just basically gives you an extra button on your camera.
Cool.
So I haven't given it a good test, but I've got a shoot on the weekend, a mountain bike shoot, which is going to be like run and gun vlog style video. And then I've told CPS that I'd like to keep this for BFOP. and I'll use
Oh,
it.
so
for
you borrowed
BFOP.
that, did you?
Yeah, they didn't have any in stock. I was just going to buy one, and they couldn't
From
get
Canon
one.
Professional
From Canon.
Services. Okay, yep.
Yep. So
Yeah, 'cause
there's
you're
none in
fancy.
stock. I am fancy.
Mm.
And so, yeah, got this. Okay, here we go. We've got Rick Nelson says it's a ripped copy of Sony's mics. Could be better. You don't know.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's this? The Continuum Transfunctioner, Jim says, made by Nikon. And,
Get off the juice, Jim.
Robert Varner says, I always make sure my flappy things is closed before I leave the house. Smart.
That's very
Good plan.
Yeah.
Very good plan.
Yeah. That's
don't wanna
almost
be
as
flapping
important
in
as
the
a clean
breeze.
pair of underwears.
Flapping in the
That's it
breeze
for
is
the
bad.
news. Yeah, just
That's it for the
you don't
news.
want that.
No. All right. Well,
That's
now
the
what?
news. Let's talk about Cine.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do. Can
Anytime
he
you're-
push the buttons?
Yeah,
well done.
it worked and everything.
We did
Just
it.
before we hand over to Bruce to cripple our eardrums with facts and details about Cine Cameras. We love you for it, Brucey. That's why you're here. So in the space of basically 36 hours, Canon, I think Canon was first out the gate to announce the Canon EOS C50, a new sort of entry-level model in their Cine range, potentially placing, what was it, the R5C?
Basically.
Is that right, boss?
Basically, yeah.
We've also got, and then Nikon, kind of that same night, well, within a few hours, announced the Nikon ZR, which again is looks like it's marketed as an entry-level cinema camera, and it finally celebrates the merger or the acquisition, whichever it was, of Nikon
RED.
and RED. Thank you, Bruce. And then Fujifilm came out guns blazing with a new GFX sensor equipped Eterna 55 cinema camera, which is a different class to the other two, but we'll cover that off in a little bit more detail soon.
Which I think that had that been leaked or
Yeah, it
They've
had
been
been
showing it
announced.
for ages.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah.
everyone's. Obviously they were probably trying to warm the market and do all that sort of stuff because it is kind of a new entry for them.
Yep.
Yeah, they announced it like 6-8 months ago.
Yeah.
Actually, they just said like, "This is what we're doing," but they hadn't
Yeah.
actually. They had a basic body and stuff, but they were
Yeah.
saying we're working on this.
Had a
We don't have
prototype.
a final product.
Yeah.
But what is interesting, I guess, just before we dive into each camera, the marketing around these things. You see, so the C50 gets announced, the Canon, and you see the usual suspects like Kaiman Wong and Locke and the guys at Petapixel. All those usual people are very quick to put out a video. So clearly they've had their hands on product for a while. The ZR was a little less, and maybe I wasn't looking at the right channels, but it felt like there was a little less kind of community involvement in that launch. It almost felt a bit rushed. And then, like I said, Fujifilm came out and they dropped onto YouTube, I think like maybe a dozen short films created by different filmmakers, cinematographers from all around the world. So clearly they've had product in people's hands for a long time, and they put out short films of just what this camera can capture and do. So yeah, it's really interesting to see when that sort of thing happens. And because they all happen back to back, it was even more fascinating to see how each brand handled it differently in such close proximity. It almost felt like, oh, quick, babe. Canon have already announced it. Quick, let's get ours out. And then the next one, let's get ours out as well. And it just felt like we were flooded with Cine talk.
Obviously they would have planned it, because you can't just quickly, hit the button on a release, that there's a lot of moving parts to. But I wonder whether those dates shift as they hear rumors from each other and they're like, oh, they're going to be at, what was the event called?
So IBC's was on the weekend, which is the International Broadcast Conference or whatever in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd say they're announcing all this stuff because then they could showcase and talk about it on the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Before we dig into the specs of each one and why they suck or don't suck, and that sort of thing, tell me, Bruce, why would I buy a Cine camera? I shoot a fair bit of video, but not a lot. What advantages do Cine cameras give me over something like the R5 Mark II or the Sony like A7 IV or, you know, those kind of like
Yep.
mid to high range mirrorless cameras of today.
That are sold as hybrids. They're promoted as
Yeah.
hybrid. Yeah.
It really comes down to the use case you've got. A lot of creators want to do photo and video, so that makes total sense to have a hybrid. And the difference generally is in how you're going to use the equipment. A proper cinema camera, I'll use the word proper in inverted, is usually geared towards one or two operators simultaneously. So a lot of people don't realize a lot of reasons why the cinema, like the Aries and like the bigger cameras and that are big, is they're doing a lot of stuff in them, but they're also made to be used by an operator who's moving the camera and somebody who's actually manipulating the other parts of the camera, like the first AC. Well, first AC is usually focus puller, second AC is doing the other stuff. So there can be three people working on a camera simultaneously. So you have a lot of buttons and a lot of tactility to it and a lot of mounting systems on it. So that's the hardware of it. But then you've also got the codecs that go with it. So codecs that come out of a cinema camera are usually in a different format, which is a lot heavier. Usually needs bigger cards, faster cards, and things like that, because they're made to go into an imaging pipeline with color grading and everything else to that nature without the loss of quality. So the actual ability to use a cinema camera, a proper big one, adds a lot more to your actual workflow, because there's more people involved potentially, and you can do a lot more things with it. But you're also limited as well. It's not as pure cinema camera doesn't do stills. They're limited to their different styles of codecs, and they have other accessories as well in there, which are completely useless, like tone code or gen lock or other things as well. One thing you'll tend to find on some cameras is that they'll have the camcorders, which is what some of the cinema cameras are really, like this one here.
Ooh,
I call them a cinema body now, but they're really just a fancy camcorder body with interchangeable lens. They have things like ND filters built in, which they've been doing that forever and a day. So you put a bit of glass on it and you can just turn them on and off and do what you need to. Different companies have different ways of doing that because it's literally glass in front of the sensor.
I always wondered that, and then I've realized that is literally what's happening inside the body of a camera with a built-in ND. Is it moving glass in front of the sensor?
Yeah,
it's
not moving the glass in front of the sensor.
Yeah, special trick or anything. It's literally just.
And that's the reason why the body's usually taller, because it has to rotate it in.
Pretty cool.
Sony has a patent on a variable ND, electronic variable ND, which is one of the advantages of using Sony, because you don't get stuck with hard stops because they're like 4 or 5 bits of glass. So that's something I think Nikon's actually might have got some of that as well coming in with that camera. So yeah, it really comes down to the use case. Like, I love my FX6 there because I can rig it. I've got all the points on it. I can do lots of stuff with it, but it's big. I also have an A7S III because the FX3 didn't come out until after I'd bought it, and stuff. And they're very much a similar camera. I use them together and they work really well. But I've also used my A7S III as a pure stills camera, even though it's 12 megapixels. I've megapixels for your fans out there.
Thanks, Bruce.
So it comes down to use case, I think. Some people get it because it's like, I have a cinema camera. I am fancy now.
I'm a professional now.
I am a professional. But a lot of the creator market doesn't need it. Or if they want to upgrade or do better stuff, they just need to learn how to shoot in log and other things and just get better at it. There is jumps in bit rate and stuff, because there was a lot of time that everything was only 8-bit, and then 10-bit does make things a lot better. But a lot of people discount that you need audio, and audio solutions on a lot of the cameras has been pretty lacking. They're a lot better now, but they're not been great. But you can say that about RED as well. RED have always been shithouse at their audio solutions, and they're a pure cinema camera. So
yeah, some of the best.
Yeah.
So
Lee Herbert says, enough with these city shenanigans. Just put an ND filter on your phone and get on with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me just share a picture. That's very rich coming from this man. Where is he? Oh no, I kicked Bruce out. Sorry, Brucey. There's Lee Herbert
Yeah,
using his fancy
That's
fuck off
him.
camera.
That's him with his
Oh,
iPhone just getting on with it.
Yeah, just getting on with
but
it.
that little EVF he's using, the Gratical, is that when that came out is not a cheap bit of kit.
More than an iPhone?
Lee likes gadgets.
Probably, yeah. I haven't looked at the prices of them in a long time.
Oh, how do I stop sharing? I should know that by now.
So it comes down to use case. I find I'm a lot faster on the run and gun with my FX6 because it has the NDs in it, has dedicated good audio ports and things like that. So I can rig up and go, and I am good for hours and hours and hours. I can put a V mount on it. I can do lots of different things. If I go with the A7S3 or something of similar ilk, I'm having to worry about batteries, cards, putting a variable ND on the front of the lens. And if I need to change lenses, then I have to take the ND off, or if I've got multiple ones, I have to put them on, so it costs more.
Yep.
You know, you'll spend money in different spaces to do the job.
Image quality wise, obviously there's a difference, and especially that depends on a few things. Obviously what codec you decide to shoot in on the cinema camera or whatever camera it is that you have. But like taking my R5 Mark II, for example, which can shoot in it can shoot in C-Log 2 and 3, it can shoot in RAW, it can, you know, it's an 8K sensor and it can shoot in 8K, does 10-bit. Obviously, it's going to be limited with its heating and things like that. But if we forget about that side of it and just talk purely about like what you're getting out of the sensor image quality wise, is there huge leaps in image quality? Not going to these $20,000 cinema cameras, but going to something like the C50 or the C80 or whatever that's released that are using similar level image pipelines?
It always comes down to the codec and how it's been compressed, the lens you're using a lot of the time, and depending on how the actual sensor is sampled. Because sometimes even with an 8K camera, they might go, oh, you can shoot it in 4K, but it might line skipped or other ways. So or it could be binned. There's lots of different ways of the camera manufacturers work their magic to make an image go onto it. And that's where you get into the mud of this. I find that you can get really overwhelmed and you're not thinking about what is useful to you. If you have a pipeline of where you're going from acquisition to edit to grade to output, and you know what that's going with, go test your cameras and find the one that works for you for most situations, because they're all pretty good. Like, yes, you can get sharper and sharper stuff, but the one thing I find really funny is people want these 8K, 12K or 6K or whatever things, and you know the Ks are useful for some things, but then you want to go and throw vintage or cinema glass on it, which have got softness and other things, so it removes all the sharpness out of it. Well, relatively.
I remember someone saying to me, I don't know if maybe it was Adam Kopf, who he works with Laowa here in Australia. He'll be at BFOP this year again. I think it was him that was saying to me, because working with Laowa, there's a whole range of cine lenses for Laowa.
Right here on this camera.
Yeah, that, you know, it's a whole nother side of the business compared to their photography camera lenses. And he was saying often with cinematographers, there's two kind of key elements. With glass, photographers look for the sharpness, and often cinematographers look for the out of focus. How's it going to handle out of focus? So how dynamic and creative can my focus pulls be? And the second element, which Lee Herbert has also touched on, and you touched on too, Bruce, that it's also the audio inputs and the time codes that you get with most cine cameras that you don't always get with, say, a mirrorless hybrid photographer video camera.
So XLR inputs on the camera, some of them have mini XLR like the Blackmagics and stuff because they want to save space, which is a pain in the butt because you guys use adapters. time code in and out on the back, and then the bigger ones have what's called gen lock. And gen lock is a more special case, and most people don't need it. It's where it makes sure that if you're using multiple cameras at the same time, they all open and close and record the image simultaneously. So so there's no micro drift in there or sampling in the way it's shot. They used to be really important back in the day with analog switches, and then it sort of disappeared for a long time. It wasn't so necessary because we got better technology to handle those slight drifts, but it's become really important again for virtual production, because then you match your camera shutter to the LED wall or something like that, so it all fires at the same time. And in audio, it's called word clock.
It's called what?
Oh, word clock.
A word clock.
I remember that from back in the day. Very quickly, a couple of comments here. Rick Nelson says, I do like Cine lines becoming more consumer level now. Short films and YouTube getting better and better. That's true. The quality is pretty nuts now.
And these models like the C50 and the ZR and the Sony version, even though that's a bit more expensive than the other two. Oh no, the C50's up there. It makes it more accessible to more people. People that are looking at making that leap, say from an R5 Mark I or, an older Canon camera, to jumping into a C50 where they can use their existing glass. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah,
The same
so
mount,
they're using the RF mount and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I ended up in Sony. I don't know if I said that before. I was a Canon user, and I was shooting hybrid right back in the 5D Mark III days and stuff like that. And I fell in drink with the 5D Mark III. And I had a job coming up, and the A7S first version came out, and it was like this low light king and everything like that. And they had a whole adapter rebate, so you get a Metabones adapter for your EF mounts. And I was like, well, I've got to send this off. I need a camera now, and I need it for video. I'm going to buy that with the adapter, and I'll just use my Canon glass, and do that for years. And Canon just didn't pick up the ball for 8 years or something. It's just like, well, by that time I've moved on.
Lee, I'll come back to Paul's comment a bit later. It's an interesting one. Lee Herbert says, it's an interesting conversation about image quality. No doubt they have great image quality, but consider that often when you're shooting with a Cine camera, you also have gaffer lighting your scene. I guess makes it even better.
Yeah. And then he follows up with a second question. Bruce, I'll just jump in with Lee's second point. The cameras may be more accessible, which I said, it's becoming more accessible to people, which it is. But consider how many hard drives you're going to need to buy and faster computer to edit. It's a really good point, Lee. Even from a photography standpoint, reviewing Fujifilm's X cameras, which is what I used to do, and then they sent me a GFX, and my old iMac just shat itself. Like, it just didn't know how to process those files.
And it happens to me regularly if I'm doing multiple camera streams. And I'm only shooting in 4K, and everything I put out is in 1080 unless requested differently, because nearly everything only needs to be 1080. If I give you a 1080 and a 4K image, and I get you just a full screen, both of them side by side, you probably only just tell the difference between them. Most people can't. So for the most part, it doesn't matter. I prefer, but it's a point where if you put harder and heavier codecs and stuff to work with, then you need more hard drives. I'm just looking at the stuff I've been done in the last 3 years. I'm at 50 terabytes plus another 50 for backup, just on the stuff I've shot in the last 3 years.
That's crazy.
And that's just the last 3 years. I have so much stuff sitting around. It's ridiculous.
Should we talk about the specific cameras that we're looking at here?
I was going to say we'll get into them, because there's a question that'll jump us straight into there. Let me do my thing. Ready? And okay, so we've got 3 new cameras. We might as well just kick it off with this question from LTK. The Eterna 55, that's the Fujifilm, not having internal RAW. What are your thoughts, Bruce?
So RAW is going to be that. It has been that thing where everybody goes, we've got RAW, and actually just to kind of sidestep this for a second, DaVinci Resolve didn't have the ability to use ProRes RAW until this week. there's a whole bullshit thing going on there for years, and I'm really sure it was to do with Atomos, if there's history there with 2 Australian companies. Anyway, that finally happened, and I think it was more because of the pressure of Apple, working with Apple to do stuff, that finally got unlocked, which is great. But the thing is, RAW is 99% of the time not useful for most people. Like,
Yeah.
it's even harder on your workflow because it's got all your noise in it. You have to denoise everything. You've got to debayer it, and you've got to do all this other work to it. If you're doing visual effects and other things, or if you are doing a high-end cinema, AAA cinema thing, yeah, it can be really, really useful. But it's still, you're still getting a log, you're still doing this stuff. So it's, for the most part, it's for the creators out there who are now going, yeah, we've got internal RAW and stuff like that. You're probably making so much work for yourself for so little return in the long run. And it'd be nice if my mind was changing that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not for a long time. Now, in regards to the Fuji not having it, I don't know if there is a codec that can actually take, like a container that can take that image, potentially, at the minute, or unless they have to license something, and that could be a problem. I don't know. I had no idea, but the Eterna is really aimed at the high-end productions. They're looking at trying to take on IMAX style productions. That's because I think the only other, so IMAX do stuff, the RE65, then you've got the now new Fuji, and I think the Sony Venice as well, Venice 2. They're the containers in that market. So they've got some heavy hitters to go up against. I'm not, like, a lot of people are really enjoying the IMAX shooting and stuff like that, but everybody that's going to that is doing it still on film for the most part.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like
Just
Cine's was done on digital though. So
sorry, Bruce, just a couple of specs on the Fujifilm Eterna. I couldn't find an Australian price just yet, but at the moment it's listed for 16,500 US. So about what, 25 grand Australian?
it's really cheap.
It's in a completely different ballpark to the EOS C50 and the Nikon ZR.
Yeah.
And the Sony
this is
FX3.
complete. This is the top end of
Yeah.
the spectrum. The other
Yeah.
stuff is at the consumer level.
And I noticed in one of the videos I watched yesterday about it that it has the controls and the LCD on both sides of the camera. And
That's
that
what I'm
goes
talking
back to
about.
what you were
Multiple
talking about
people.
earlier with the team of people actually operating a camera. It's not just the one person. There's people supporting them, isn't there?
Yeah, you have a camera crew. So you have DOP, you have your camera operator, you have your first AC, your second AC, and stuff. You have a team that work together to manage this package.
Yeah.
So this is not something you just bring out just to shoot an interview by yourself. Like you could.
So I can't ask Justin for this for the podcast. Is that what you're saying?
I was going to say I shouldn't vlog with it, Bruce. Just like
I need a
walk down the
webcam.
street.
I don't know. Have you got big guns?
What's up, everybody? I'm just going to get a coffee, and then I'm going to shoot it in 10K.
So Bruce, tell us about, is a larger than full frame, we won't say medium format because that gets people in trouble in Fujifilm, larger format sensor as a cinema camera, does that make sense? And how does that differ, say, from other size sensors in the market?
So classically, obviously, you got 35 and Super 35. A lot of stuff has been shot on Super 35 forever. A lot of broadcast stuff is still done on Super 35. It means you don't get as shallow depth of field, but your glasses can be smaller and you can do a lot more with them. As you get bigger, like medium format photography, your depth of field gets more and more shallow. You need bigger lenses, you need bigger glass and stuff, and it gives you that look. So that's the main thing. It just gives you that look. Now, I'm not sure what aspect ratio this is in when it acquires. Is it a 4:3 or
4:3? Is the full sensor? You mean? Yeah, I know. It seems to be that they're touting that the flexibility of having that full sensor gives you so many options.
It does, because so a 4:3 is traditionally used for anamorphic. So you'd shoot it.
Right.
It looks like a square format, but then it will de-squeeze
Stretch
out
it
to a
out, yeah.
wider. So that's what would be used for. But you can also like crop it into something like a 16:9 or
Check it.
2.0 or whatever.
Oh, there you go.
See, so there you go.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about it is like good cinematographers use different aspect ratios to do different things in storytelling. They don't just shoot wide because it looks cool.
Yeah.
I think I said it when we first talked. It's like if you look at the original Jurassic Park, it's actually not that wide a film. It's actually quite a tall film in frame. And that's to make the dinosaurs look big compared to the people in the frame. All the modern stuff is quite wide, and it makes the people look quite, big against a dinosaur. So you don't get the epic scale. So that's a really good example of which most people can reference. There's a lot of other stuff out there as well. So it's a look, but you've got to compare that. You've got to add the glass to do that look.
And everything else.
And then there's
and the data storage alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bruce, I cut you off there, mate.
You go for it.
Terrible habit. Question from Greg Carrick that I want to just quickly answer. Does the Eterna have a GF mount? Yes, it does. I'm not sure if you're taking the piss there, crackers, but it actually has both a Fujifilm G and an REPL lens mount. So it's got an adapter, and you can actually either mount it, like lock it in using like a bayonet. I think it uses a bayonet, or you can actually bolt it to the front of the camera. So you've got a more secure mount on the front.
Yeah. So most PL mounts, which is the RE mount, which is used generally like on big stuff, RE and others, and including Sony and stuff, have a locking bayonet system. So you put it in and you lock the lens in. So it cannot come off. It's a much better way of doing it, but the flange on a PL mount is actually quite deep because of it. So it changes the way things are mounted a little bit.
I love that word, flange. Something about it.
It rolls off the tongue.
It does, doesn't it? It's just,
Does it have a
flange?
Faux film winder?
Faux film winder, like the XR.
Where's the cop button, mate?
Maybe. It'd be funny if it had like some old 35mm film canisters that just like rotate or something that look cool, but they don't do anything. You've got to do that to like start the camera up or something. Completely off-topic question from Sirez Cuts from a while ago. Which wireless mic is best under $10? I don't know. Head to Temu. You might not be able to get a wireless one. What you could get is 2 cups and a string.
I have to go there myself.
Yeah. No, I'm assuming you're thinking under $100. And if so, I'm not up with it at the moment. I know tons of places like Lark and Holyland are putting out all these like wireless competitors to DJI and Rode and stuff. But I still gravitate towards DJI and Rode for those systems, but they're over $100.
They've just released their 3rd gen, haven't they? The DJI.
Yeah, I have issues with that.
You don't like it, because it won't do a lapel for you.
Lapel. Pretty much. It's different use cases as per usual, but I think they threw a little bit of the baby out with the bathwater on that one.
Yeah. NP, I know it's not proper wireless, but if you use fishing line, you won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
So look, with that budget, you've got to work with what you've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe the term is speak louder.
Well, that works too.
Oh yeah, there is that. Let's move on to the Canon. Canon C50.
Unless there's anything else, Bruce, about this GFX Eterna that particularly piqued your interest.
You won't see anybody using it unless you're watching stuff about ACS and stuff like that, bigger movies. Okay. It's not a broadcast camera; it's a cinema camera. So
it's not for us. We're not
for us. Us mere mortals.
C50. So essentially, as Greg mentioned before, basically the Canon used to have we had the R5 and then we had the R5C, which was like, hey, here's your cinema entry level-ish kind of cinema camera, but it was still really based around the Canon R5, and then they cinematized it with some cooling, and they ditched the IBIS and stuff like that, and it was very popular. A lot of people really liked it, and then this really takes over from that as the I believe the internet has been set on fire with the phrase FX3 killer. It seems to be the tagline on every YouTube video about this camera. I'm assuming Canon had that in their PR kit that they sent out to the reviewers or whatever. So what are your thoughts on this one, Bruce?
I think they're going to sell a shitload of them, to be honest.
Yeah,
so too.
No, I think it looks really good from what I've seen of it. Saying FX3 killer is easy because FX3 is like 4 years old.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's still an amazing camera. So I know a lot of people still use them, and I use them as well. So I think I've used the C70, and I've never been impressed with the C70 for ergonomics and the way it's set up. I've used C400, 300, 100 when it came out in the 200. So I've had a good go at all these different cameras at different points in time. I think this is probably the right form factor they need to go up against Sony with the Alpha Cine line. It's a lot of people are going to buy it if they've got a C300, 400 and have it as their B cam. Like, it's going to be used a lot. So yeah, I think.
So just a comparison, sorry guys. So the FX2 is $52.99. That was the one that they announced and launched about 3 months ago. We decided about that 2 to 3 months ago. The Canon EOS C50, this is Australian dollars too, is $58.99. So it's up there with the Sony pricing. But tell us what you get from this, Bruce, over say the FX2, which is Sony's entry-level cine offering.
They're completely different use cases in reality. So this one, like the big one they're going to sell it on is the open gate recording, because the only other camera system that has been doing open gate in this sort of level is Lumix. And what open gate is, and sensors in cameras are not 16:9 normally. They're higher, they're a bit taller, so you're losing stuff at the top. So what they do, you're not using, you pay for this sensor and you're not using it all the time for all the bits and pieces. But being able to use the whole sensor in what's called open gate, so the whole and getting not a 16:9 image, but this bigger image, you can do anamorphic and de-squeeze it, because anamorphic generally wants like a more squarer image to do more with it. But you also, as you can see there, you can crop it for vertical stuff, which has obviously become a big thing. I believe, is it this one or is it the Nikon? Is it this one where you can actually? No, I think it's Nikon where you can actually shoot a vertical at the same time as a horizontal.
And you can select where you want the vertical to be in that recording, but you have to select it. Yeah, it's really interesting.
But there is a catch to that.
Yeah,
and it's not the full sensor. So you're getting like, if you're looking at that, the vision we've got on screen now, it's got 16:9 and a 9:16. That 9:16 would actually be in the 16:9. It's actually something they haven't said.
Yeah, so they're not using the full sensor because it doesn't have open gate, does it? Yeah.
I don't know, but so
we're talking about the Nikon,
I think that's the Nikon.
Okay.
But for content creators, this is going to be great. This is going to do like this will do good for them if they can keep the stock up and people have bought into their lens mount and stuff. But it is a catch-22 at the same time, because you can't get autofocus lenses on this mount from any other manufacturer, and that's not yet.
Yeah.
So
it's really for people that are, like you say, they're kind of, maybe they're already in the Canon ecosystem, and this fits as a B camera, or if you're like a pro with a C400, this is your B camera.
Oh yeah,
perfect,
definitely.
Or if you were me and I've got an RF system, but I'm going heavier into cine, I need more professional results, I could get one of these as my A camera.
Because you've already got a lens range, haven't you?
Yeah. So, and then I guess a lot of people, if they're starting to use anamorphics and stuff, there are plenty of options for those because they're not autofocus. there are RF mount.
Well, the
So
Sure have got a couple of autofocus coming out, but I don't think it's not.
That's true.
Well, it's not for this mount, so
No,
yeah.
not for this mount. But most of your anamorphics in general are manual focus, and that then allows them to be used on this system, no problem.
Yeah.
If you're doing that kind of work.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Question
you've
for
got
you, Bruce.
yeah.
Sorry, mate. So we've often talked about how the RF mount is, it's locked. Third parties can't make full frame lenses with autofocus performance. How do you think that impacts this Cine offering, that they're gatekeeping yet again the mount and preventing people from investing in Surui glass or something that has a native whatever.
It's a catch-22, right? Because the old guard would be like never use autofocus, but in documentary and the run and gun environment, autofocus is a superly handy tool. And like, yes, if you're going up and you've got assistance and stuff like that, you don't need autofocus. You've got a focus puller and knows how to do it. So I find it really funny that there's a lot of people out there who don't like, you're not a professional user if you use autofocus, but autofocus is a tool that helps you if you want it or need it. And it's one of those things that everything is going that way. Why limit yourself? Like, buy it and you don't use it 95% of the time, which is not the case for nearly anybody that's going to buy this stuff. Sure, but that one time you need to do it. So for me, as a one-man band operational all the time, I've got 2 or 3 cameras with my stuff, and I can lock it onto an eye or a person and just say, don't subject move, track that person, and I can walk around with another camera. I'm generally guaranteed that that's going to keep focus through a whole 50-minute interview.
Wow.
And I can keep it shallow. Whereas if I was doing it with a manual focus, I'd have to increase my depth of field generally, and I need to I've got to trust that person's not going to go in and out of that space or whatever else. Yeah, so there's advantages for it, and I think them gatekeeping will make it harder for people to switch over, because it's just such a, like, anytime you're switching from one system to another, it's always going to be hard. But I think, people already in that ecosystem are just going to love it. And then that's awesome.
Yep.
Final thoughts on this before we go to the ZR, because we are way over time. We're still going to look at a couple of images too.
It's not like us.
It's not like us at all. Final thing, why hasn't it got IBIS? What's the deal? Cinema people just got super steady hands, or what's the deal?
It's a catch-22, right? IBIS is useful as well, but IBIS, I was looking into this actually, and Canon have got an actually interesting argument for it. IBIS is actually a stills camera technology, and a lot of the time it's not done very well, which I'll agree with. And and if you've got in-camera stabilization plus IBIS and they don't talk to each other, the results can be quite terrible.
Like lens stabilization and IBIS not working together.
Yeah.
You mean, they could like.
So you've got a floating sensor and a floating element in the camera, and so Canon have said that they're just going to use stabilized lenses and not an IBIS module. They're going to have a locked block in their cameras. Because they reckon, because they're the only people making their lenses, back to that whole thing, they've got the ability to tune their lenses to their camera, and they will use a digital stabilization within the sensor. And that's actually not a bad way of doing it in some respects. And the reason why is something a lot of people don't realize, is that there's a thing on Sony which is clear image zoom, which allows you to push in on, I think it's like 10% on your camera, and it up-reses to the full scale, and there's very significant loss of quality. Like, I guarantee you wouldn't be able to tell. So they're using that same sort of idea, is that they're going to crop in to stabilize and then pull back out. So you might lose a little bit of width to your image, but it's going to be so insignificant because you'll get that stabilization. So people will probably be totally happy with it. It's just a different methodology, and I get it. It's an interesting way. It'll be interesting to see how it works in the real world.
Okay. With that said, we'll jump to this one, which does have IBIS.
Let's just quickly jump to a comment just before we.
Go for it.
Sorry, guys, a comment just dropped in from Harrison Living. G'day, Harrison.
You are living.
Solo operator here, wrapping up an in-house role in the coming weeks and moving to freelance.
Oh,
Need the
congrats.
one run and gun cam for mostly socials and YouTube. I'm stuck between committing to the ZR or the FX3. And I imagine, Bruce, your advice would be, well, what do you currently have? What system are you already invested in terms of glass? Would that be fair to say?
I would be fair to say that. Yeah, I've got, and it depends on what your client base is. That's actually a good question to go into the next thing.
Okay.
The FX3 is made for long run times within reason and stuff, and it's got accessories out the wazoo, and you can do a lot with it. Is it the ZR? The ZR is new, and you're going to have to buy into the Nikon mount, which is expensive. I didn't realize until about 2 days ago there is an adapter from E-mount to Nikon's new mount, which actually allows you to do autofocus. It's probably cost a bomb. So there is ability to bring Sony lenses to this camera, which is really cool. It's not as tied down, obviously, as Canon, which is great. But my use case on this is it's really entry level creator, and somebody rigging it out like that needs to be shot.
I was just going to say, is this basically like, this is not, you shouldn't buy this
buy
camera.
A proper camera if you want to do that.
If you're going to do this, is like if you went and you put every potential accessory on your Hyundai XL. The rims, the spoiler, and the big exhaust, and some flames down the side, and all that sort of stuff. And then you're like, dude, you could have just bought a nice car.
Yeah. Rick Nelson says, can the 4-inch screen with 100,000 nits become standard? And that's the biggest thing I've heard about this camera, is that the screen is best in class, which is awesome. Well done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a big.
But go to the bottom of it.
Hang on. That's not the bottom. That's the bottom. Okay.
So this is a stills camera. You've got a 1/4-20 mount there with the anti-twist lock on the side instead of being in front of it. Why? Only photography tripods have a plate that works like that. Any sort of cinema, any sort of normal tripod for use in video will have it different. So that instantly means somebody wasn't thinking in the engineering of this. And under that actual battery tab is also where the media goes.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest complaints I've heard, is that hot swapping cards potentially means you might have to move your camera off its tripod mount.
And off its
not
plate.
Hot swapping, but even just swapping cards, you might have to literally move it, and then getting the exact same shot set up again is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and this, I think, when I was talking to Greg about coming on tonight, I think the biggest thing I see this is like what happened a little bit with Sony when they were first doing the Alpha line and they had the Cinema line, because they're two different divisions and they seem to not talk. This to me is the guys at Nikon got the tech from RED, but didn't talk to the guys from RED about how to make a cinema camera.
Yeah, and that is such a shame with this one, because Sony have the vlogging camera. What's it called? The ZV-1. It's got that sensor in it. And it's a nice camera, but it's essentially a vlogging camera with higher-ish end image quality.
Yep.
Whereas this is kind of being pitched at, it's a RED, it's a cinema camera. It's not a vlogging camera, but it's kind of built more like a vlogging camera in terms of its form factor.
I think it's purely a vlogging camera with for creators who want to be on the run and do short stuff with like in the pocket and want to have that RED quality with it, which is great. Like, that's awesome. I think, some of the ideas in it are just counterintuitive, but it's not going to be, if you're doing professional production, this is not the camera you would use.
So who is it for though, Bruce?
I think it is for vloggers, for content creators who want something that's easy but good quality and they can stick it in their bag because it's very small.
Yeah.
Like throw a like a 35 or a 24 or a 20 on it, or like a 16 to 35.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can run around and just do it. But if you want to do
Yeah.
long form interview or anything like that, it ain't going to cut the mustard.
Mm.
It might
do
also be
vloggers-
somebody who wants to use it with a gimbal. Like I'm going to go shoot a wedding.
yeah.
I've got all this other stuff here, but I just want to have a gimbal set up. And this is a cheap and easy way to have it ready to go. And it's not my main camera.
I do wonder about its runtime, its ability for long run time, because there's, you know, you look at the Canon C50 and there's cooling vents and there's obviously some you know, there's some depth to that camera body that's packing a big fan. But the ZR, from what I've seen, you know, they're saying that there's no obvious, I'm sure there's heat sink built into the engineering of it. But, you know, it doesn't seem to be set up for that sort of long form.
That's a cooling fan there, Greg. That spins this thing here. That'll cool it for
You
you.
gotta do it
It's
manually,
an
just
optional
gotta
extra.
run it.
Yeah, you spin it and it'll force air. It's like a turbocharger, kind of.
What I love about that is that the gear off the focus pull is going onto this lens, and I'm pretty sure the ratio of that gear versus the lens gear are completely different. So they wouldn't mesh.
Surely not.
I will
Surely
say
not.
this, and going back to,
I mean, it looks cool.
Going back to Rick Nelson's point that, you know, can the 4-inch screen become, with 1,000 nits of brightness, become standard?
That would be so useful for me.
Well, I think it would be for a lot of people, you know.
Even photography cameras, like
Yeah,
camera.
I think if they could make that standard, I mean, granted, they've used up most of the rear end real estate. There's a small amount of space for you to grip it. But yeah, the idea of having a 4-inch screen, either for vlogging, videography, or stills photography, is quite compelling.
Well, it gives you a crisp, clear view, even in direct sunlight.
I reckon for how cheap it is, you're going to see it as a crash cam against REDs. They're going to use it and they go, we're going to use RED as our primary camera, like Raptor or something like that. And we'll use this as our crash cam, or to stick it in weird spots.
Yeah, that's so that was the question. Is that what it is? Because I was like, do vloggers really is RED just the RED curated imaging recipes? Is that just basically a marketing hype spin for a vlogger to be able to be like, oh, it's got the RED, but they're not really, you know, like they don't really need it? Or is it literally are cinematographers going to be like, boom, let's get 10 of these because I need to stick them all around this car for a chase sequence or something like that? You know, like
we'll make one of those surrounding rigs. They'll take the photo at the same time, so you can create.
Yeah, but it doesn't have gen lock.
Bullet time.
Yeah, bullet time. Yeah, that.
I do think people will use it in that way. Yes. RED, the one thing about RED and their codec, their raw codec, RED RAW, is it is extremely good because they've owned the patent forever. So it does do a very nice image. There is a reason why people like that flavor.
Okay.
But Nikon perhaps banking against that's going to carry this through, that people will just want access to that sort of that RED magic.
Maybe, yeah.
Despite its limitations, micro SD card.
I really think this is a taster for what's coming, to be honest.
Just like the first one.
I just think it's a weird one to open on.
Kind of, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, you'd think they would hit it with like a $7,000, like not huge, but like everyone's going to want this. That's say in that, you know, mid-rangey, I guess something slightly better than the C50 that got released.
Yeah, but I think the one thing I look at it like this is like the launch of the Blackmagic Pocket when that first came out. It feels that sort of strategy. It's like we'll get some runs on the board, see how it goes, and then we'll keep going from there. Like there's definitely going to be better cameras coming down the line, I think. But I think they've also got to work out where Nikon camera offerings and RED camera offerings are the same and when they diverge, because at the moment we don't know. Or do they end up just amalgamating and it becomes Nikon and with RED tech in it, and we don't see a RED camera anymore?
I think they'll cling to the RED branding and magic for as long as they can. They'll milk it because, obviously they've made an investment in RED.
Oh yeah.
They're going to push that for a while. Just quickly from a price standpoint, the Canon EOS C50, as we said earlier, is $5,900 Australian. The Nikon ZR is 3,500 Australian. So it's quite a lot less, but obviously, and like you said, it does make sense for, say, a cinematographer that needs a bunch of cameras to create some sort of special shot. So
I also, it just came to me, I bet you a lot of schools buy them who are doing media classes because they're cheap enough to do that with.
That makes sense. Yeah,
that's interesting.
I don't know if that's true or not.
No, I think it's a fair call, but like we said earlier, it's weird that Nikon have come out with this. And especially given they released it like within 12 hours of the C50.
I think that was pure happenstance.
I do too. But if it had come out on its own, it would have looked like a very different offering. But naturally, people are going to compare it to Nikon's number one competitor, Canon, and see what they're doing and see that, for a little bit more, $1,500 more, you get a camera that's twice as good.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one because, Canon doesn't really have a competitor to this ZR. They've got some cheaper offerings now that they've released in the video-ish, vloggy-ish space. But they don't really have anything at that price point. They've got hybrid cameras. They don't have a cinema-focused camera at like $3,500. You just buy the R6 Mark, whatever we're up to. So anyway, it's interesting.
It is very interesting.
Anything before we move on to the images of the night and then go to bed? Any other thoughts on these cinema cameras?
No, bed sounds good though.
Feel free to send me all of the above to review. I don't do reviews, but I'm happy to have.
Reach out to Bruce. He's ready to go. Canon, come on, Canon. Send him everything you've got. Everything. All right, let's look at some images. Not many tonight, which is good because it's late. Hang on. Got to stop sharing that. Start sharing.
Stop sharing, Justin. No one wants to hear your shit.
Here we go. Da-da-da.
So while we're doing this, I think every time we go on a live stream, I'm on a live stream with you guys, it rains. So we're single-handedly trying to get rid of the drought in parts of Tassie.
We have a duty, don't we? Yeah,
that's right. It's what we do. Okay, it probably looks a little bit dark through the stream, but it's quite a moody image.
Who's this one from? Set the scene, Justin.
This is from Paul. Is he still in the chat? He was here before. Oh, he had a good question to talk about too, I think. Or was that a different Paul? No.
Get on with it.
We'll get there. If you're looking at New Zealand images tonight, well, we weren't, but I wanted to bring yours up anyway. Here's one taken during my trip last month, taken shortly after dawn from Hast on the west coast while in direct sunlight was just starting to break through the gaps in the hills. This was with the R5 and the RF 100-500 at 223mm handheld, ISO 100, f5.6, 1/400th of a second. And it looks pretty, it's hard to see. There's a lot of detail and mood going on in the clouds. It's quite cool on my screen, but it looks pretty dark on your screen. I like it. Oh, there he is. Yes, still here. He actually had an interesting comment earlier that I was going to get back to. He basically said, at BFOP last year, Jen from Canon ran a Q&A coffee catch-up session, and my question was whether there was a market for a full-frame camera totally optimized for stills. The short answer was no. We won't be doing that.
Expects a bit of both these days.
They do.
But we were chatting about this morning, weren't we?
We were. Well, we might have to reserve it for another night to go a bit deeper on it. But like, what could be possible if a brand focused only on stills? What is there? Is there anything, or are these cameras that have got amazing video capabilities also already, like my R5 Mark II, is it already optimized for stills and it's got great video? is there anything else they could do for stills? That was what we were talking about. So that might be a topic.
We'll
for
come
another
back to
show.
that another time. Yeah. Maybe we'll get a panel.
We had a panel.
Yeah, we had
We'll
a
have
panel.
All right. And then, so the other thing that I got, which was pretty fun here, is...
Thanks for sending your image in, Paul.
Yeah, it's great.
Paul. It is a beautiful image and much better on my big screen.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't see it properly.
Yeah, I blame Justin.
I blame
I
me
do
too.
too.
From David Leparati. I thought that I might send you the F18 over Sydney images as a 2-up already shown and a proof sheet of the shoot.
I think the proof sheet's more impressive.
Yeah. My comment on episode 114, the photo of the F18 over Sydney was lucky placement. Everything is moving fast, bouncing around, pulling 1.5 to 2 Gs, wearing a helmet, oxygen mask. You can't get your eye to the viewfinder. It wasn't shot with wet plate, but it was with a Mamiya 645 with power grip, motor drive, 80mm lens, weighing over 2.5 kilos. One frame a second,
God.
15 shots a roll on 120 film. Kodak, Vericolor, VPS 160 ISO film.
You're a wizard. No. You're a sorcerer.
So that I'll show you. Let me just see what we can see here.
That is crazy.
And then there's this other shot of both of those shots that we've seen on the previous.
Yeah.
So now more info. These are the best emails. Just wanted to give more info on the requirements to do this job. I was one of the lucky RAAF photographers to fly in jets. Not all RAAF photographers got the chance to fly at all. I had to pass an aeromedical test on understanding how hypoxia, which is a lack of oxygen, can affect you before being permitted to fly at altitude in jets. This type of shoot required wearing a G-suit, helmet, oxygen mask, as well as being restricted to the tight straps of the ejection seat, limited space, care to interfere with the pilot controls while pulling Gs, like don't touch his stuff. Aircraft speed was approximately 200 to 250 knots, which is 370 to 460 kilometers an hour, and 2 orbits of the city due to restricted airspace. The approximate cost of the shoot was $15,000 to $20,000 per hour per aircraft.
What?
An hour and a half sortie, 2 aircraft equals 45,000 to 60K. There were no excuses for failure. Holy moly.
Did you see the comment from Paul? Paul says, I had that top pic up on my wall as a kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cool, Paul.
That exact
so
pic.
Cool.
Wow.
He says, that's
I
crazy.
bet you the RAAF would have been stoked with that top pic. Like, you got the harbour, you got the opera house.
Yeah, the framing is insane.
It's just perfect.
It's basically...
Yay! Lynn Ferry! What was your call sign?
Your finger's been hovering over that button all night.
I've been waiting. I had to record that before the show started.
That's
so fun.
David, did you have a call sign?
Yeah, David, what was your call sign?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, did you have a call sign? No, I don't think photographers get call signs, do they?
These images were
Why not?
published.
He's got a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. It's so cool that it was shot on a medium format. And I can't get in too close on this contact sheet, but like these are nuts.
Like every shot's a cracker.
Yeah, every shot.
On film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, the depth of field is a bit too deep. I need it to blow it.
Oh, shut up, Bruce.
No, I'm being a dick.
Yeah, the depth.
No call sign. Well, we need to make up a call sign now.
Yeah.
Actually, put that in the comments. What's David's call sign?
Yeah, what's David's call sign?
Yeah.
Ooh, Paul's got a picture of a Hornet landing on a carrier. Well, Paul, if it wasn't shot on film at 460 kilometers an hour, I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not. Well,
call
it's
snappy.
I love that new button.
He's got it. He's got a button dedicated.
Button dedicated. Call sign Snappy.
Gold.
Snappy's pretty good.
Snappy is good. Shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one, Liz.
Yeah.
Snappy's better.
Yeah, Snappy's the winner so far. But yeah, everyone in the chat, have a crack. Let us know what David Leparati's call sign should have been, and it should have been painted onto his helmet in some way.
That's so cool.
I'm
If you're
thinking like the
listening-
leopard, like a play on his name.
Oh, yeah. The snappy
Yeah.
leopard.
The snappy leopard.
I like that.
Yep.
Doesn't count. Yeah. Yeah. Leopard's good. If you're listening later, throw it in the comments as well.
Yeah.
We can talk about it next week. We'll get him a call sign. We'll get him a
Yeah,
helmet, mate.
Or at least a strap.
Strap
Yeah,
with the
we'll
call
start-
sign on it.
Let's start small, boss. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could actually
yeah.
do that.
We could. Amazing
cool.
shots, David.
Yeah.
Like just phenomenal. What an opportunity and experience. Like, and yeah, you're right. Like Paul's right. As a kid, I thought the Hornet was because they were making Hornets, the Australian Hornets. David might correct me on this, or someone else might. I'm pretty sure they were making them over in Laverton or somewhere sort of on the far end of the Docklands. There was an aerospace engineering place there. I don't know if it's still there. And I remember we used to drive past it on the freeway in the old days. And I loved the Hornet. When the Hornets came to Australia, I thought that was the shit. I thought that was the shizzle. I loved it.
It's cool. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. This is going to be me.
You did. I wanted to do helicopters.
Helicopters
Yeah.
are sweet.
When I was
could see
younger, I
you
wanted to be a helicopter pirate.
Yeah,
pilot.
like a pirate. Helicopter pirate.
No, because I used to live near the Essendon Airport, and the like the police air wing was and I think still is based there, or at least they've got a hangar there. And I used to deliver newspapers to Essendon Airport, to all the factories that were working on planes and helicopters. And I got like up really, close and personal while I was delivering all the factory workers their Playboy and Penthouse magazines. Because back in the day, magazines were a thing. Google them.
Google. Just not at work.
The original OnlyFans. Paul says the government aircraft factory at Fisherman's Bend.
That's it. Thank you.
David put Fisherman's Bend, I think,
yeah,
just before that, right? But I glanced at that and I thought somebody was giving that as his call sign.
Fisherman's Bend.
Not sure if that's a favorable one.
Snapperati's pretty good.
That's really good.
Snapperati.
Yeah.
I love that. This is it's just so old school. You wouldn't hear something called this anymore, I don't think. The government aircraft factory. Where do you work? At the government aircraft factory?
Yeah, it feels a bit 50s, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
what do you do? Well, make aircraft.
Government aircraft.
For the government.
Yeah.
It's pretty
but I'm pretty sure it was
self-explanatory.
there. Paul, you probably know better than me, but I'm fairly certain they were building at least components of the FA-18 Hornets when they first came to Australia were eventually being built there. But
cool.
yeah, it was cool.
I don't know if NP's messing with us, but apparently it's Talk Like a Pirate Day this Friday. Don't miss it.
Oh, I think it is.
I thought it was in
Yeah.
March. Was that something else? That Towel Day?
Well, it's like I feel like World Photography Day comes around 4 or 5 times a year. It seems to pop up.
Feels
a
that way,
lot.
doesn't it?
It feels like that.
19th.
Is it?
Yeah,
it
19th
seems
of
to-
September.
Nah, it's already been.
It's yeah. Oh,
I'm sure it's already
September.
been.
It's been this
I just
year at
Googled
least
it.
3
Google
times.
can't be wrong.
Oh.
No,
I've
and
seen
then
it on social
Wikipedia
media.
says September 19th each year.
It's like
Okay.
Father's Day. There's a different Father's Day
Oh.
depending on where you live.
So I
So
actually haven't missed it.
Haven't missed it.
No.
That's so weird. I see it all the time, and I'm like, oh, lucky should have posted something, but it's too late. I think it's happened 100 times. Greg Carrick says every day is World Photography Day.
Good answer, Greg.
Yarr.
Love it.
Yarr.
Yeah. Let's combine them. Let's merge the days.
Right, we're going to
Next-
have more pickies.
Next image,
No,
boss.
that's it. That's it.
Oh,
We're done.
wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
it's
David.
just
Thank you so much for sending. That's fascinating.
Yeah, very cool.
Absolutely fascinating.
Very,
And
very
thanks to guys in the chat for contributing to that discussion too.
Yeah.
And I think down the track, we'll have to get a couple of you on to talk about your experiences in the craft of shooting for the RAAF, or if you photographed overseas for a different Navy or Air Force or.
That's not true. Actually, I lie. Sorry, there was 2 more photos that I didn't bring up of David's that I skipped because he just wanted to show you up a little bit harder, Greg, on the macro stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that
That's
is
nice.
So that was shot at like 5,000 kilometers per hour while
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Funny. So the B images were shot with a Fujifilm X-T2, Nikon 60mm f2.8 micro manual focus, Codecs
Wow.
V480 manual 1/8 power, fitted with a gauge macro flash diffuser like Greg's Cygnus Tech diffuser.
That's
Similar.
cool.
Very cool. Really nice. Really crisp.
Yeah. So there's that one, and it is crisp. Like you can see everything. And
What's that thing about a bee's dick? The guy that we've had a guy doing renovations here, and he goes, "Oh, it's just out by a bee's dick." Whatever that means.
You were like, I've got a photo of that, and it's actually smaller than you think.
Hang on, let me go take a photo of that.
That's funny.
That's
Oh,
gorgeous.
David says the bees are harder to shoot than the jets.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're tricksters, the bees.
And Philip Johnson says World Photography Day was the 19th of August. Yeah, I was sure I saw it pop up recently.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just every month. They just run it.
Great
19th
shots,
of
David.
every month.
Yeah, maybe. It's just cash it in.
And shot at f11.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is absolutely stunning. Very cool.
Yeah, great images, as always. Thanks for
absolutely.
sending them in. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had any if it wasn't for you two guys. So thank you. And that's that. We're done.
Got to play the music.
I know.
End of this.
We're going to get copyright.
Oh,
stricken
Dennis
for
has
sure.
finally arrived.
Oh, Dennis, you missed it. Bloody missed this. Packing the drive to Melbourne. Well, just go back to the start and you'll have a great time.
What are you doing in Melbourne? And why am I not involved?
Go visit Greg.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah, just in time.
Just in time for us to finish. Great for you to join us and contribute, Dennis. Thank you. But just before we wrap, boss, is there anything else we wanted to cover off today?
No, don't forget, comment below sometime between now and Monday's show next week. What are you trying to do with your photography business wise? Are you trying to grow your business? Are you thinking about starting a business? You want to just do a little bit on the side so you can pay for all of your new cinema cameras? And we will pick a random winner for a year's membership to PhotoBiz X premium membership, so you can get all the juicy info about how to grow your business.
Yeah, but also go back into YouTube and watch the episode with Andrew Helmich. As I said earlier at the top of the show, really entertaining, but also informative and inspiring. That he started off as a Sparky. He was an electrician and eventually merged into photography, and now he's running the world's #1 audio podcast for photography businesses.
That's right.
Cool.
Amazing dedication and focus. So well worth a look. But next up, Bruce, what have you got on the cards, mate? What are you working on?
Well, I fly to Mildura on Wednesday for a job for a couple of days. I got a lot on the plate, actually. I've got that, and we've got BFOP, and then I come home for BFOP for like 4 days, and then I fly to Hawaii on another job for a week, and then
cool.
And then other things in between that. So yeah, lots going on. I've been trying to be more active on the Instagram.
You have,
which has been interesting. So yeah, B Moyle Art, not B Moyle. That is my old account, which I never use. So just add art to the end of it.
B Moyle Art.
Yeah,
very cool. Go check it out, indeed. Just before we roll the music and run away to our beds, this has been the Camera Life podcast, and I have to say it has been brought to you by the team at Lucky Straps. Head to luckystraps.com. If you are looking for a premium handmade, Aussie-made leather camera strap to support any camera that you could possibly ever own, and it will outlive your camera and you, most likely. You'll be leaving it in your will to your children and maybe your grandchildren. That's how good they are. But putting that aside, this is the Camera Life podcast. We run 2 shows a week. We have our Monday night random photography show, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we have a Thursday morning interview show where we interview an amazing photographer to learn about their journey, their inspiration, their projects, their craft, and their art. So you can dial into that every Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. But if you subscribe and you tickle the bell for notifications, you will get notifications in your time zone so you never miss an episode, a live episode of the Camera Life podcast. And with that, thank you, Bruce Moyle, for joining us yet again and sharing
thanks,
your
guys.
wisdom.
Thanks,
The
Bruce.
boss is going to hit the button and we're going to say goodbye to some people.
Let's do it.
Thanks,
Paul says-
everyone.
Paul says, see you for your Friday class at BFOP, Bruce.
Oh, cool. I better turn up.
Nice.
Dennis Smith says, BFOP. David Liberati, thanks, everyone. Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.
You're the best. Nev Clark's finished at the gym. That was only an hour and 59 minutes of bicep curls. Well done. Philip Johnson, thanks. Greg Carrick says, cheers, chaps. And to all of you others that I've forgotten, NP, Paul, Rick Nelson, Les Oakey, everybody. It was great to see you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.